my flex. Ooh, show me what is gonna be on next. Move, shorty, I'ma take it to the next room. This is my type of a burlesque. Oh, work that, B. Please come take a seat. Make me lose my mind when you turn around for me. Like, oh no, sipping cups of Patron, no. I feel like I've been no one. You that's making me want more. I want more. So, you got cost on me, po. Nowhere for me to go, no. How you made me feel loco, you loco. That's loco, you know though. Take a sip of my Sirocco. Montana, Svetlana. Where you from, girl? I'm gon' find out what language you speak. Can you talk to me? I don't parle français, but est-ce que tu danses, shorty? But Celine back, keep it low when I feel that. You're my mamacita, you're my mamacita. Each time I'm gonna see that, you gon' make me weaker. You're my mamacita, you're my mamacita. Mamacita, you meet her. Straight away, you're the one I wanna keep her. My steal, your feels. I'm gonna stay, we can spend the night for real. I'm gonna make you see you're the one for me. Take my hand and we can dance all night, baby. Oh, show me how you get low. Bust it down for me, so. We gon' fun tonight, I'm gonna run the night. We live young tonight, oh. Show me how you get low. Bust it down for me, so. We gon' fun tonight, I'm gonna run the night. We live young tonight. Like, oh no, sipping cups of Patron, no. I feel like I've been no one. You that's making me want more. I want more. So, you got cost on me, po. Nowhere for me to go, no. How you made me feel loco, you loco. But Celine back, keep it low when I feel that. You're my mamacita, you're my mamacita. Each time I'm gonna see that, you gon' make me weaker. You're my mamacita, you're my mamacita. But Celine back, keep it low when I feel that. You're my mamacita, you're my mamacita. Each time I'm gonna see that, you gon' make me weaker. You're my mamacita, you're my mamacita.
When your workout ends, ours begins. Core Power is fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs, when it needs it. Recover and build lean muscle with Core Power.
Target has everything you need for affordable family fun in every Target run, like healthy snacks, tablets, and comfy pillows to turn your patio into an out-of-office oasis. With our low prices and great deals, you'll find inspiration down every aisle at Target.
I'm just trying to drive till the sun come up, till I lose my high. Then I roll another blunt, get this bucket when I'm walking, trying to lose my mind. Fuck a thought, fuck a feeling, fuck a heart. I've been feeling like I need my prize. Bitch, I'm winning, ninth inning. Hit the ball out the park like Grand Slam. Hit Benny's, get Benny's, that's a grand plan. Sip Henny, get faded with the whole team. Nights going like it's snowing, making nosebleed. Sightseeing, I need it, I dream it all the time, homie. Now I'm dreaming you alive, homie. Fight demons, I beat them, now I need to find Christ, homie. I've been searching for the light. Young guy on top since 9-7. Young lost in the cross like God sent it. Some lost, some win, some argue. Some boss, some trip, some guard you. I live, I love, I march through. Any problem that occurs, no harm do. Bet I pop up on a billboard. Bet I miss a couple shots, but I still score. Yeah. I'm just trying to drive till the lights go out. Then I'm trying to drive till the sun come up.
Motherfucker!
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
People that are in those training rooms with him know how good he is.
Because he just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He just, to me, I thought he was a con artist, just based off his look.
They're edgy. Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to Easy Money, GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. Got my shows confused, my bad. GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room, September 13th, 2021. Got a big show today. Had a lot go over on the weekend. NFL regular season started. Started yesterday in full force with a full slate of Sunday games. We'll talk about that. Still have baseball going on. Had a lot of college football. Had a couple big college football upsets over the weekend. So we'll get all to that. I don't know where No Show Steve's at today. Haven't heard from him. But no, before we jump into today's show, don't forget you can watch Easy Money, our sports betting show, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Then also GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also find Gonzo'S Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, if you'd like to listen to them in podcast form, at Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. About anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. I post all our daily picks on there for the Easy Money, a sports betting show. Also, all of any announcement about big interviews or just show stuff, everything's on our social media, so follow us there. Check out our YouTube page. We have a lot of content on there. A few weeks ago, we broadcasted live from a pro wrestling show here in town, DCCW Summer Shakedown. It was a great show. You can watch the full show on our YouTube page. Also, we have it broke down in matches. If you're a pro wrestling fan, go check that out. Also, if you're a pro wrestling fan, you don't want to miss a special edition of GSR Live this Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Live in studio, we're going to have DCCW's own, the ladies' man, Mike King. He's been a pro wrestler for, I'm wanting to say like 16, 17 years, something like that. We'll find out for sure on Thursday, but it's going to be a big show. You don't want to miss that show Thursday evening. Also, check out our merch store. We have hats, hoodies, T-shirts, long sleeve T-shirts, beanies. More stuff be dropping soon. We had two new T-shirts drop over the weekend. Go check those out. Also, at that same link, we have a donation page if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We'd appreciate that as well. That link is streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. You can find that link in our video description, or it's also going across the bottom of the screen in your ticker. All right, let's jump right into some NFL football now. First thing I want to talk about, of course, you can tell by looking around here. Here at GSR, we're big Colts fans. Indianapolis Colts disappointed me. Oh, they were a disappointment yesterday. And all these people that were against Wentz coming to Indy were saying that it was a bad move, all this. Wentz wasn't the problem yesterday. Problem yesterday was our O-line was terrible, and our defensive secondary was terrible. And then our coach makes some questionable fucking decisions. You're in the fourth quarter, you're down 11. I think there was like there's still 10 minutes left in the game. You have the ball 4th and 2, short field goal, pretty much a chip shot field goal. And instead of taking the 3 points and making it a one possession game, you decide to go to it on 4th and 2 and don't get it. There was a couple times that they passed up chances to get points that they could have, and things could have looked a lot different. But hell, and this one don't make sense. First quarter of the game, you drive down. Offense looks good. Drives all the way down to the 2-yard line. You're 4th and goal at the 1 or 2. You kick a field goal. But then later in the game, fourth quarter, you're down 11 with like 11 minutes left in the game. and you're in field goal range. But instead of taking the field goal like you did earlier in the game, at the first drive of the game, you decide to go to it on 4th and 2 instead of trying to get down to a one-possession game, maybe getting some momentum in your direction. Yeah, I thought Frank Reich made some questionable decisions yesterday. Real questionable decisions especially on a few 4th downs. Yeah, you could say, if they would have got him, everybody would have said that he's a genius. Yeah, a lot of people would have. But the thing is, there's a time to be aggressive. And I like that Frank Reich is an aggressive play caller. But there's also a time when you got to take the points, try to get some momentum going your way. Put that pressure on Seattle by you kicking that field goal, making it a one-possession game. That puts a little more pressure on Seattle to have to come down and try to score some points instead of just looking to run the clock out because they're up 11, where you need two touchdowns to beat them. Where if you get down to 8, 1 touchdown and a 2-point conversion can tie the game. So, I mean, I don't know. It was just, I thought that was questionable. I thought Wentz played good. I thought Wentz played good. You got to have some help. He was running for his life. A lot of offensive line was terrible. Yeah, I agree, Matt. You can't be aggressive like that when your O-line isn't doing shit. O-line's really missing Fisher. I know we're going to get him back at the left tackle. I think that's going to help a lot. But Kelly we got to do something. Our offensive line has to be better than that. Our defense is what disappointed me, though. Our defense didn't look – they played pretty good in the third quarter, but they didn't look nothing like our defense of last year. Our secondary secondary was terrible. I was looking at some of these stats here earlier. Seahawks had 381 yards total offense. Colts had 336. Seattle had 241 passing yards to the Colts' 223. So that wasn't that bad. I mean, we had over 100 yards in rushing. We had 113 yards in rushing. They had 140. So, I mean, our numbers wasn't that bad. You look at them numbers, you would think, Colts played pretty good. But the problem is we only scored 16 points. And if you look at yards per play, Seattle's yards per play was 7.2. Ours, the Colts was 4.7. Colts had 23 first downs. Seattle had 18. Seattle was 4 for 9 on third down. Colts were 5 for 13 on third down. Colts ran 71 plays to Seattle's 53 plays. Both teams allowed 3 sacks. Seattle punted 5 times. We punted 4. We only had 2 penalties to Seattle's 7 penalties. Both teams lost a fumble. Colts won the time of possession by almost 11 minutes. 35 minutes and 47 seconds to Seattle's 24 minutes and 13 seconds. And you lose 28-16. We left too many points on the board. Some questionable defense or questionable calls by our coach. Defense was bad in the first half. Played better in the second half. But if you look at the number, all those stats, you wouldn't think the Colts got beat 28-16. You would have thought the Colts won that game or had a good chance of winning that game. And now they're going to and this week it don't get no easier. Now you have the Rams who looked tough yesterday against the Bears last night. You have the Rams coming into town. Our secondary is going to have to play a lot better, especially in the first half. Offense has to start scoring some touchdowns instead of having to settle for field goals. But our coaching staff is going to have to start taking points when they're available instead of I like being aggressive, but I just think Frank Reich's been a little too aggressive. But we have that. But yeah, this week you have the Rams coming up, which we'll break that game down more. But yeah, I thought the Colts would win that game yesterday. Or if we lost, I didn't think we'd be 28-16. But like I said, Wentz played pretty solid. It wasn't all his fault. But and we had some young receivers step up. Pittman made some good plays. Pascal, who I think Pascal could be a good receiver. If he just gets more opportunity. Campbell made some plays. Naeem Hines made some plays. We have to be able to get the ball in the end zone. But all right, let's move on to something else besides the Colts for a little bit. Let's go into the Saints Green Bay game. Are the Packers that bad? Oh yeah, if Wentz plays like that, other than that one turnover, which I think that was part of his fault and part the center's fault. Yeah, Colts should be a contender. But with this, what about the Packers? Are the Packers this bad, or are the Saints that good? Jameis Winston, five TD passes yesterday. The Packers just look terrible. Aaron Rodgers didn't play good. Packers, I think, are in trouble. And the reason I think the Packers are in trouble is Bakatari, their offense, probably one of their best offensive linemen. He's the guy they just paid a bunch of money in the offseason. He's hurt. And he's on the I. They put him on the IR, and he can't come back to the seventh game of the season or something. He's going to miss like the first 6 weeks, and I think that's a big problem for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, if I didn't get to watch a whole lot of that game yesterday, but what I watched of it and the highlights I've seen, Green Bay's offensive line didn't play worth the crap. And then plus Aaron Rodgers didn't play good either. Looking at some stats in this game, and then we'll go a little deeper into the game. Is total yards. Green Bay had 229. Saints had 322. Passing yards. Green Bay 186. Saints 151. But here's where the big difference is. Rushing yards. Green Bay 43. New Orleans 171. Yards per play was about the same. Saints was 5.4. Green Bay was 4.4. Saints had 22 first downs to Green Bay's 14. Green Bay only converted 1 third down. Saints converted 5. Saints were 50% on third down. You're not going to win many games if an offense is converting 50% of their third downs. Saints ran 8 more plays. Packers allowed 2 sacks. Saints didn't allow a sack. Packers had Packers had 3 turnovers, 1 fumble, and then 2 interceptions. No turnovers for the Saints. Saints had the ball for about 9 minutes longer than the Packers. Packers' offensive line wasn't good. Rodgers didn't look good at all. I don't know if he's throwing the game. I think he's gone after this year. I do. But he hadn't been there for the camp. I think him and Devontae Adams are both gone after this season. But if Green Bay has to figure out a way to put together a makeshift offensive line that can protect Rodgers enough where they can win some games, protect Rodgers enough to give him some time so their offense can move the ball. Plus, get a little bit of running game going until week 6 where they get Bakatari back. Once I saw Bakatari was out for 6 weeks a couple weeks ago, they was going to miss like the first 6 games. That worried me about Green Bay. That was one reason I didn't pick. That was one reason I was a little worried, especially about that game against the Saints. The only thing about going into that game, the reason I did pick the Packers, which my NFL picks didn't do very good yesterday. There were some upsets, but reason was I didn't know how the Saints was going to look. They've had Drew Brees for so long. How were they going to look without him? I was hoping Jameis Winston would do exactly what he done. He came out yesterday and just played a good game. Let's look at his numbers. He was 14 of 20 for 148 yards and 5 touchdowns. No interceptions. That's all Jameis has to do. Don't make the dumb decisions. Don't force the ball in places. Just play smart football, especially with some of the weapons you have there in the Saints. You have a good offensive-minded coach with Peyton. Jameis Winston looked good yesterday, and I'm glad he did because he has a talent. I mean, last time he was a starter, he threw like 30 touchdowns, 35 touchdowns. Yeah, he threw 30 interceptions as well. But he was also in Bruce Arians' offense where quarterbacks tend to throw a lot of interceptions. And I mean, look how he played yesterday. And he's also had eye surgery since then. I mean, surely that helped too. And but no, he looked good yesterday. Saints looked good. They just routed the Packers. Packers got to figure some things out, especially at the offensive line level. Then yesterday we had another good game. I watched most of the second half of this game. Didn't catch a lot of the first half. We had some family things going on yesterday, yesterday, and wasn't able to. Had to miss a little bit of it, but Chiefs ended up beating the Browns 33-29. But if you watch that game, the Browns blew that game. Couple turnovers, and then they're at the end. They're driving the ball down the field. Baker's going to throw the ball away, gets hit, and ends up being an interception. But you got to make sure you're throwing that ball enough to the sideline that don't happen. But the Browns look good. They didn't have OBJ didn't play. Browns had the Chiefs right where they wanted them and just kind of choked it there at the end. I think they'll play each other probably again down the road, maybe in the playoffs. But I think the Browns are going to be a contender this year. I really do. Let's see what the final number. Let's look and see what the final numbers in that game was, real quick. Let's see what the final numbers were. Baker made some good throws yesterday. Like I said, that one that got intercepted at the end, you have to make sure that ball gets out of bounds. There's no way that can happen. Yeah, he got his, he's throwing it, but you got to make sure you're throwing it far enough where even if you get hit, and that's easier said than done too. I mean, you got these guys running at you at 20 miles an hour. Passing, Mayfield was 21 of 28 for 320 yards. Didn't have no touchdowns. Had the one interception, which was the one at the end of the game I'm talking about. Chubb ran for 83 yards. I mean, they moved the ball. Let's look at the game stats. Browns had more total offense than the Chiefs. Browns had 457 yards to the Chiefs 397 yards. Chiefs had 325 passing yards to the Browns 304. Browns had 153 rushing yards. Chiefs had 73. Yards per play, 8.2 for the Browns, 6.5 for the Chiefs. The Browns had 24 first downs to the Chiefs 21. But third down efficiency, listen to this. This right here is what is some of the difference in the game. Third down efficiency. The Browns were 2 for 7. 2 for 7 on third down. The Chiefs were 9 for 13 on third down. Now, the Browns were good on fourth down, converting 3 of 4. The total plays was close. Browns had 56 to the Chiefs 61. Both teams allowed 2 sacks. Both teams had 5 penalties for about the same amount of yards. Difference in the game was 2 turnovers for the Browns, no turnovers for the Chiefs. And the Browns had the ball, no turnovers for the Chiefs, 2 turnovers for the Browns. And the Chiefs had the ball about five more minutes than what the Browns did. Browns had a lot of opportunities to win this game, but just couldn't finish it off there in the fourth. But I really do think the Browns are going to have a good season this year, and the Browns could be a real contender this season. All right, let's see what we have next. We'll go to that next. All right, we're going to take a short break, then we're going to come back, finish talking some more of this NFL. We're also going to talk some college football from recap kind of what happened over the weekend. Had a couple big upsets in college football. We're going to take a short break. Enjoy this clip while we're on break, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Chris about to get slapped up. Hold up. I hope y'all watching this shit. Chris's back is messed up.
Hey, Gary. Hey, Pondo. He wants one from you.
I was so close on that, bro. Oh my god. Bro, he just got lit up. I didn't go down there. I ain't going down there, bro.
I just haven't bought into all the Jake Paul hype yet. I think he's a good boxer. Do I think he's a high level and can compete with like professional boxers? No. Has he fought a pure striker or a pure boxer to where he could prove that he can box with at a pro level? Not yet. Tyron Woodley's going to be the best striker he's fought. Tyron Woodley ain't a boxer, but Tyron Woodley's going to be the best pure striker that Woodley's fought so far. He fought an NBA player that was coming in with his head down and not even looking where he was throwing. Then he fought Ben Askren, and I'm a big Ben Askren fan. Ben Askren ain't known for his striking. I don't know why Ben Askren even thought he was going to get there and box. Ben Askren beat people by taking them down, holding them down, and pounding them somewhere they're on the ground. He wasn't known at all for his striking ability on his feet. Yeah, you can't take it away from him. Jake Paul, he's looked good in them fights. I think Woodley's going to be the toughest fight he's had so far, just because I think Woodley's the best striker he's fought. But I'd like to see him fight a boxer. You don't even have to be a top-level boxer yet. Fight a mid-level boxer everybody knows. See how it goes. If it goes good, move up in competition. But I'm not saying jump in against like Floyd Mayweather or somebody like that. Your first time fighting a professional boxer. You don't have to do that, but just fight somebody that's a boxer, not an NBA player, not a wrestler. Now you're fighting an MMA guy that, hey, can strike. I think Woodley's going to knock Paul's head off. I think Woodley is going to have too much power for him. I think Woodley has enough striking that he's going to be able to compete with him. I don't think Jake Paul's going to beat Woodley, but I'm not going to lie. I'm interested in seeing it on it's next Sunday night. Coon Dog's in the house. Just the Coon Dog have another trick up his sleeve like he did earlier.
He always does.
Who has the balls? Who has the balls to interrupt the Coon Dog? Can you tell me that, Steve? Who has the balls? Who the hell is this? He don't look like the king. He looks like I think he kind of looks like a joke.
Who is this guy? Why his son's in a tux?
What is going on here? Do I need to go down there and help the Coon Dog out?
I'm thinking so.
I'll go down there and I'll give him a big elbow.
I am the
kind of king is this?
The burger truck.
Wanna be Stone Cold?
That's the burger truck right there.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell is up with the two dudes in the suits.
I know. What's up with the Harry Potter looking dudes?
Oh shit, the lights went off. The lights are out. What's going on? Oh!
What is going on here?
Yo, what the hell?
What the hell's going on? We have no light.
Get out of here. Power's out. Power's out. Power's out.
Something is going on.
It looks like the
I'm out of here, man.
I don't like this, dude. You can't see nothing.
We got the sinister minister in here. I'm getting the hell out of here.
What the hell is going on?
can't see nothing.
Hey, Chris about to go down there. Let Powers out.
What's going on? I want my power back.
Chris about to go down there and go crazy on somebody.
Yeah.
I want to know what's up with the two kids from Glee in the ring.
What is that?
They sing some acapella show tunes.
I demand an explanation. What is happening right now?
What is going on?
It looks like nobody knows what's going on.
I want to know what is going on here at ECCW. I come out here to challenge Sam Knight for my new title.
They got mustaches on.
Oh, look.
They got mustaches on.
Oh, it's worms.
Oh, it's a worm?
What is this?
It's a worm?
Oh my God, they got worms in their mouth.
Could it be?
Oh my gosh.
What's going on? There's worms everywhere.
Oh, shit. They got worms in their mouth.
Boogeyman on October 3rd. Boogeyman on October 3rd. Can you believe it, Steve?
I gotta go. Will be here October 3rd.
Former WWE wrestler. Boogeyman is going to be here on October 3rd. We'll be here too. Don't miss it. With the tag team champions highlight reel. You guys got a big match tonight. What are you going to do in this match to come out victorious? Welcome back to the show, GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room, September 13th, 2021. Excuse me. We'll jump right back into talking some more NFL. But first, before we do that, don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Excuse me. We're live 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Come join us. We're giving out winners for free. I was 6-2 in baseball yesterday. 5-1 in college football on Saturday. Utah cost me my parlay. Had a rough day in the NFL yesterday, but we'll get back on track in NFL tonight. So make sure you check out Easy Money, a sports betting show. Like I said, it's live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Also, you can find GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room, this show right here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find both GSR and Easy Money, a sports betting show, in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. About anywhere you listen to podcasts at, you can find us. Follow us on social media. That's where we make all of our announcements, post our picks, on all that good stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Make sure you follow there. Also, check out our YouTube page. Have a lot of good content on there. One last thing, or actually two last things. First of all, check out our merch store. We have merch. Streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports /merch. We have t-shirts, hats, hoodies, long sleeve t-shirts, beanies. 2 new shirts dropped over the weekend, so go check them out. And there's also a donation page at that same link. If you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow, we'd greatly appreciate that as well. Again, that link is streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports /merch. You can find the link in our video description, or it's also going across the bottom of the screen in the ticker. All right, let's jump back into some football. Let's talk about tonight's Monday night football game. As you have the Baltimore Ravens going to Las Vegas to face the Las Vegas Raiders, and what will be the Raiders' first game in their new stadium with fans. I'll look for this stadium to be crazy tonight because Raiders fans are crazy anyway. But now that you're in Las Vegas, I think it's even going to be a little wilder. But with all that being said, I like the Ravens tonight. They're right now the Ravens are 4-point favorites. I like the Ravens with the -4 for a couple of reasons. I know the Ravens are hurting their running back. They did bring in a couple more weapons for Jackson as receivers, so I think that receiving core is going to be better this year. They are hurting their running back. They have their top 2 guys out, but in their offense, a lot of their running game is Lamar Jackson running the ball, so I don't think that's going to affect them as much. Where the Raiders didn't really do a whole lot to get better. I think they might have got a little worse. I mean, they lose Nelson Aguilar. They didn't bring in nobody to replace him. The only skill position they brought in Kenyon Drake at running back. But I mean, that's a back. So all you really brought in was a backup running back because Drake's going to be a backup to Jacobs. So the Raiders didn't really do a whole lot to get any better. They redid their offensive line, but I think their offensive line might have got worse than better. They traded away a top center and brought in a rookie. I mean, there's going to be a drop-off there. I just don't think the Raiders are going to have enough against the Ravens tonight. I like Lamar Jackson, the Ravens -4. You trade away your all-pro center for a draft pick. Plus, the Raiders have Incognito's dealing with a calf injury. I just don't see the Raiders going to be being able to keep up with Baltimore. I think the under's in play on this game as well. And I think the Browns defense, the Ravens defense is just going to be able to, I think they're going to overpass. They're going to cause a lot of trouble for the Raiders offensive line. I don't think Carr's going to have a whole lot of time back there. I like the Ravens in this game tonight for Monday Night Football. Nope. Now let's jump into some college football. Oregon upsets Ohio State. It was a fun game to watch. Oregon jumped out to a pretty decent size lead in the first half. Ohio State started to come back there in the second half. Oregon was able to hold on and win. Ohio State had 612 yards of offense. Oregon had 505 yards of offense. There was 2 sacks, I think, in the whole game, and both those came in the last minute of the game. So the defenses here didn't have a whole lot of success. But Ohio State's defense didn't look good at all. Ohio State's defense going to have to improve a lot, and their offense going to have to play a little more consistent. Stroud, their new quarterback, had a tough first half. Played a lot better in the second half. But I picked Ohio State as 14-point favorites. I think people forget Oregon won this game, but Ohio State was 14-point favorites. So Oregon was big underdogs coming to this game, and they controlled most of this game. Another team I want to talk about in college football is Iowa. Is Iowa a real contender this year? They just dominated IU in the first week. And I was like, oh, man, IU really that bad this year after the way they looked last year? Well, it might be more that Iowa's just that good. Then Iowa goes to Iowa State. They have Iowa as underdogs, and Iowa wins outright and was pretty impressive in doing it. Iowa has a tough defense. Offense is better this year than they were last year. I think Iowa's going to be a contender. Now, another team I want to see is Notre Dame a contender this year. They barely beat Toledo this weekend, 32-29. We saw what with the Florida State last week in overtime. You have Purdue coming in this week. They have Notre Dame as 7-point favorites, but I can see Purdue winning this game. I like Purdue. I'd take Purdue at the points in a heartbeat. Notre Dame, I don't think Notre Dame's a contender this year. I think they're way down from what they were last year. I'm not saying Toledo's a bad team, but for a team like Notre Dame that wants to be in the playoffs, wants to be in the college football playoff, wants to be in that top four, that's what their expectations are every year, is competing for a national championship. I don't see them being a contender for a national championship this year, unless they just improve a lot during the season. But I could see Purdue in this interstate rival this weekend beating Notre Dame. And we'll see what happens this weekend. But I can see it happening. Notre Dame has just not been impressive at all. Oregon's been impressive. Ole Miss has been impressive. Alabama's been impressive. UCLA looked pretty good. And I think all them teams could beat Notre Dame. I think IU would have a chance to beat. I think IU would beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame just, I don't know, they just don't look like they're real. They look more like pretenders than contenders to me. And I know I'm going to take a lot of hate about that because here in Indiana, there's a lot of Notre Dame fans. But, hey, they don't look like a contender this year at all. I had something else wrote down, I think. This way. All right, back to the NFL real quick. The Denver Broncos looked good yesterday, and Teddy Bridgewater played excellent in his Broncos debut. Broncos could be decent this year. They got a pretty good defense, and Bridgewater is a quarterback that doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but he also don't take a lot of chances either. But if he can just do what he did yesterday, be smart with the ball, score some points, don't turn the ball over is going to be the main thing. If Denver don't turn the ball over with the defense they have, they'll be in a lot of games. But I was happy to see Bridgewater get off to a good start because I felt like the Carolina Panthers kind of done Bridgewater wrong. They bring him in. He didn't play terrible last year. Was he great? No. But he didn't play terrible last year, and that was in his first year in that system with Matt Rule and the Panthers. And after one season, they get rid of him for Darnold, who wasn't proven. Don't get me wrong. Now, Sam Darnold looked pretty good yesterday. I think him getting away from Gaze, I think Darnold's going to show what people thought. I think Darnold's going to show why he was picked so high in the draft now that he's away from the Jets. But at that time when they done that, Panthers didn't know they saw maybe video what they thought Darnold's potential was, but they didn't know for sure what Darnold was going to do. And it's only one game, but yeah, Darnold looked pretty good. They wasn't playing, it wasn't like he's playing against a great defense either, but he did look pretty good. All right, let's see. Let's get this. All right, before we get out of here, got a couple big announcements. First announcement is we're going to have a special edition of GSR, Gonzo's Sports Room Live, this Thursday, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to have professional wrestler, DCCW's own the ladies' man, Mike King, live in studio. You don't want to miss this interview. It's going to be a big show. So make sure you're here Thursday, right around 5 p.m. Eastern. Ladies' man, Mike King will be in the house. Also, what was the other? Also, the other announcement is Sunday, October 3rd, live in Muncie, Indiana at the Mad Jackson Arena, corner of Madison Jackson Street here in Muncie, Indiana. If you're in Muncie, you live around Indiana, you don't want to miss this show. Sunday, October 3rd, doors open at 4, bell time opens at 5. DCCW Harvest Havoc 3. You're going to have former WWE superstar Gangrel in a casket match for a DCCW championship against Sam Knight. You're going to have the WWE legend, the Boogeyman, against the King, Mitch Taylor. You're also going to have former WWE legend Rikishi. You don't want to miss this show. You're going to have the highlight reel defending their tag team titles. The highlight reel was on last week with us. They're great guys. Go check out their page. But you don't want to miss this show. If you're anywhere around, you can make the show. Come join us. We'd love to see you at the show. We're going to be live from there. If you can't make it to the show, we will be live streaming the show. So come join us right here on Gonzo'S Sports Room and hang with us that night. If you can't get there in person, we'd like to see everybody there in person, get to hang with you guys, say what's up and all that good stuff. But don't forget, we're live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. And then we'll also be live. All right. No, tomorrow we're just live at 11 a.m. with Easy Money, a sports betting show. There is no GSR tomorrow on Tuesday. But we will be, Wednesday we'll have GSR. I appreciate everybody watching. Couple things before, well, I've basically already went through all that. I don't want to go through that spiel again. Gave you a couple of announcements. Don't forget, follow us on social media so you get all see of all of our announcements of what's going on and where we're going to be at and who's going to be on the show. We're trying to find somebody to make us a couple of intro songs. If you're a local artist out here, you'd be interested in that, hit us up. We could use a couple intros for our shows. So and we like to support local. So any local artists out there, hit us up if you'd like to. You maybe have an intro for us that you'd like for us to listen to, and maybe we can work out something with you guys. So make sure you hit us up. Now thank the computers for memories are priceless and prices are worthless. Realized every single one on this earth is rich when you have something that they can't purchase. Speaking for the people who ain't even got a voice. I know it feels sometimes you ain't got a choice. Yeah, now you feel stressed, but realize you're really blessed. And this is just a testing, you can rejoice. Yes, Team Henny, yeah, I promise that's a crew. Been trying to change the world, hope the messages get through. Yes, you been down from the start, so I love you in my heart. So if it's I don't understand why we froze. All right, I think the computer froze, so I'm not sure. I know my timer's not working, but I think you guys can still hear me. But I want to thank everybody for joining us. Like I said, we're live every Monday. We're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Make sure you join us for that. We're giving out winners. Join us for GSR every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1. We appreciate all the support. Check out their merch store. Check out the merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports /merch. There's also a donation page there. Like I said, if you'd like to donate to the show, we'd appreciate it. If not, we just appreciate everybody hanging with us. Hope everybody's getting the week started off right. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, for Easy Money and Sports Betting Show. I want to thank everybody for your support. If we don't see you guys tomorrow, we'll see you. Hopefully, we see you Wednesday. We have both shows that day as well. Have a great week. Peace.
We don't die, we multiply, going where they never go. You just hate for your enjoyment. I won't quit, no unemployment. Flow above, I'm just so buoyant. Hey. You think that you're doing damage. I use pain to my advantage. Michael Scott, just watch me manage. Yeah. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? I am the driver, I am a rider. Guess you can hate me, not my concern. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on without me. That is the moment that I return. Don't clock in, I don't count hours. I won't leave, won't hit the showers. Won't stop till I get my flowers. Yeah. Hate or doubt, don't know what's cuter. Count me out, you need a tutor. Won't shut down, I'm no computer. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? I am the driver, I am a rider. Guess you can hate me, not my concern. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on without me. That is the moment that I return. A battle cry for the nights that really I could have died. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Every time that I ever broke down and I cried. Ayo, ayo, ayo. To the people who try to make me run, make me hide. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Told me that they love me, but in the end they lied. Ayo, ayo, ayo. I gotta push forward, I'm never hitting reverse. Ayo, ayo, ayo. To the woman who led me, I've never seen her since birth. Ayo, ayo, ayo. To the people who told me I'm stupid and I was dumb. Ayo, ayo, ayo. And to those who told me what I would never become. Ayo, ayo, ayo. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? I am the driver, I am a rider. Guess you can hate me, not my concern. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on with